Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Paul Nugent. I'm an aeronautical information specialist here at Air Services Australia, normally working in the docs amend and ADO registration spaces. There's a good chance I've spoken to the majority of you in some capacity throughout my time here at Air Services. I'm currently working as the subject matter expert for the development and rollout of the new Air Services ADO portal. I'm sure by now you have seen some correspondence from us regarding the new portal, and the purpose of the presentation today is to go into a bit more detail about the why and the how of the portal. I will show you a couple of videos that demonstrate the key functionalities of the application, and then I will touch on some significant dates that you'll need to be mindful of regarding the next steps and your intended transition date to the new application. Just a bit of housekeeping before we get stuck in. First of all, the presentation is due to take about 30 minutes, so I encourage you to make yourself as comfortable as possible. It is important that you watch the entire presentation, as I mentioned, as there are some key dates and videos that are presented to you that will be important in ensuring your transition over to the new application is as smooth as possible. Now, this is obviously a recording of the presentation, so if you need to pause and come back to things at a later time or date, then you are, of course, free to do so at your leisure. Unfortunately, there won't be any opportunity to ask any questions throughout, but I do encourage you to take notes of anything you are unsure about in what you've seen throughout the presentation, and we will be organizing a couple of Q&A sessions post this presentation, which I will touch on more a bit later on in the presentation. For now, though, let's get stuck in. By now, everyone should have seen the plan on a page that was distributed with the initial email to all intended users of the portal. The plan on a page is a very high level overview of the intentions of the portal and what Air Services is setting out to achieve with the rollout of the new application. I will be explaining some of the key points from this plan in a bit more detail on the following slides, and I encourage you all, if you haven't already, to have a look at the plan so that you are familiar with the purpose of the portal. Now, I'm sure the burning question on everyone's lips is, why are we doing this? First and foremost, we're modernizing the way we do things. We're keeping up with modern technological processes to improve the way we interact with you and better digitizing how we collect and manage your aeronautical data and information. As you know, we currently collect the majority of your change requests via email or collection forms, sometimes with varying degrees of structure and formatting, and this often requires a lot of manual touch points and double handling of information. As much as we love talking to you, we want to reduce the number of back and forth emails as much as possible, which can sometimes get cumbersome and frustrating. This improvement will become particularly noticeable with the management of your organization's AIP responsible people and the processing of your data change requests. Another key focus is improving the accuracy and integrity of the data and information you provide to us. To do this, we are standardizing the way data is submitted by you and in turn processed by us so that everyone is working on an even playing field. It won't matter if you're running a major international airport or a small outback strip, the collection and processing of information will be standard across the board. This is designed to improve the way we interact with you and you with us. It will improve efficiency and provide greater transparency of the data you are changing and will enable you to focus more on the tasks that are more important to you in your day. Now, hopefully some, if not all of you, have had a chance to view the promotional video for the ADO portal. For some, it might have been a while ago, so I'm going to play it again now anyway, so that things are fresh in your mind.
From the most remote rural airstrips and outback mining operations, to military bases, government services, and the hustle and bustle of Australia's international airports. Aeronautical data collection plays a vital role in enabling safe and efficient air travel. As the global aviation industry evolves and becomes more digitised, we're focused on finding new ways to reduce manual processes, exceed industry best practice, and ensure accurate information is available to those who use our skies. And helping you to efficiently manage your aeronautical data is one of the ways we achieve this. Air Services Australia's ADO portal is a web-based, streamlined and customer-centric solution to the way aeronautical information is collected, updated and stored. It's a one-stop shop and central source of truth for submitted data change requests and the latest published information. As a portal user, you can view your most recent information and data even if you don't have the latest paper publication handy. Smart workflows are simple to navigate, making it easier for us to work together. Up-to-date NOTAM information is also housed on the portal. providing quick access to essential, timely data that's relevant to you and your role. Requesting changes to information through the portal is an intuitive, step-by-step process using an interface that mirrors data layouts you're familiar with. And a traffic light system clearly shows the status of your change requests, helping you keep track of data updates, see when a request has been actioned, or when additional information is required. Plus, it eliminates the need for multiple emails back and forth. Finally, AIP responsible people can self-manage their organisation's nominees on the portal, with inbuilt training resources for new and existing ADO team members so they can easily navigate and use the portal. At Air Services Australia, we continually strive to improve our services to the country's aviation community. The ADO portal is just one of the tools we've developed to digitise and modernise what we do to create better outcomes for everyone using our skies.
We're going to have a look in more detail now at the ADO portal itself and how it's going to make working with Air Services so much easier for you. When the time comes, your access to the ADO portal will be via this website, adoportal.airservicesaustralia.com. Access is via an email and password login, which we will be distributing to you closer to your transition date. First though, we'll start with the most important thing. What is it? The ADO portal is a web-based application, meaning it's accessible to you online as long as you have a working internet connection. It's available to use anywhere, anytime, desktop, laptop, tablet, phone, which means you don't have any excuse for not submitting your change request to us on time. And of course, its purpose is to view, manage, and submit data change requests or DCRs to Air Services, as well as manage the AIP responsible people within your organisation. Key benefits to you include the self-management of AIP responsible people in your organisation. That means no more filling out a registration form each time someone leaves or comes into your organisation. The handover is a simple and easy process that can be done in just a few clicks. It's a source of truth for the most up-to-date and effective aeronautical information and NOTAM about your landing sites, so you don't have to go chasing different documents or manuals just to find all your published data. It keeps all your approved and pending changes in a single, easy-to-access location to save you time in having to manage and source countless emails across multiple months. And finally, we have ensured that the portal is simplistic, intuitive, and easy to navigate, with step-by-step processes that take the hassle out of getting your published information updated. We have also implemented some key design features and layouts that ensure a smoother, more efficient handling of your data change requests. The portal has more automation, is streamlined, and has a greater focus on your needs so that you have more time for the more important tasks in your day. It's a one-stop shop for managing changes to your published information. It stores all your change requests in a single, easy-to-access location, reduces your administration time in sending lengthy back-and-forth emails and sourcing multiple documents. In-application features include a simple traffic light status system so that you can see the status of your DCRs always, and a message alert system that keeps you aware of when an action is required from you throughout the change process. We're making it easier to access your current published data, which will ensure you have the most up-to-date information when it comes to making a change. Your DCR dashboard is also displayed at an organizational level, which means you'll have better visibility of all the changes, both current and future, of all the users within your organization. This will reduce the amount of double handling of DCRs for both you and Air Services. And finally, the portal will better align you and Air Services with the data quality requirements, improving the accuracy and quality of data and information you submit to us, and ensuring that your information is processed and published in a more timely and efficient manner. Now on to the next burning question. How does it work? I'm going to show you some videos now that will run you through some of the key functionalities of the portal. Now, these videos will also be made available to you closer to your transition to the portal, just so that they stay fresh in your mind. The first video highlights the self-management aspect of the portal and covers off basic user access and managing your organization's responsible people.
Air Services Australia's ADO portal is a customer-centric solution to the way aeronautical information is viewed, updated and submitted. In this video, we'll show you how to log into the portal, change your personal preferences, and manage users in your organisation. To log into the portal, go to adoportal.airservicesaustralia.com and enter your email and password. If you've forgotten your password, click here. When you log into the portal for the first time, you may be asked to review and acknowledge the data product specification. You can download a summary of the DPS here. Once you have viewed the DPS, you can acknowledge this notification immediately or select Review Later. If you choose to review later, a reminder will show up here until you've acknowledged the DPS update. After logging into the portal, you'll be taken to a central page called My Dashboard. You can return to My Dashboard at any time by clicking here. A menu on the left makes it easy to navigate to common tasks performed on the portal, such as viewing and editing your profile or submitting a data change request. From time to time, we may send you an email alert advising that you have a message that requires action from you on the portal. You can view your messages from My Dashboard by clicking here. Now let's look at how to change your personal details and email preferences. From My Dashboard, click on Edit Profile. You can update your personal information, including your time zone, here as required. You can also customize the email alerts that you receive for data change request status updates. For example, you might choose to receive email alerts when you have a message relating to a published DCR. Toggle the email alerts on or off here and select the frequency of these alerts here. When you're done, click the Save button to save your changes. If you are your organisation's AIP responsible person, you'll have an extra feature in your My Dashboard menu. In the organisation page, you can add new portal members, remove existing members, send password reset emails, and change your AIP responsible person. There can only be one AIP responsible person, so if you choose to select a different AIP responsible person, you'll lose access to the organisation page immediately. The new AIP responsible person will now have control over managing portal access. In this video, we've covered logging into the portal, viewing notifications, changing your personal preferences, managing portal members, and changing your AIP responsible person. Remember that My Dashboard is your landing page for easy access to performing common tasks on the portal. And if you need help, you can access detailed training materials, including this video, up here. Thank you for working with us to accurately manage our aeronautical data and create better outcomes for everyone using our skies.
The second video focuses on the management of your published data and provides an overview of the DCR dashboard, as well as how to create a new DCR.
Air Services Australia's ADO portal is a web-based system where you can view and manage your data in one central location. In this video, we'll introduce you to the Data Change Requests page and show you how to view your current published information. After logging into the portal and landing on My Dashboard, click on Data Change Requests up here. On the DCR page, you'll see a summary of all current DCRs in your organisation. If you're looking for a specific or historic DCR, you can use these filters to narrow down the list. To make it easy for you, we've colour-coded the status of your DCRs. Green means the DCR has been accepted and is complete. Orange means the DCR has been submitted to Air Services for review. And red means further information is required from you. Draft DCRs that are yet to be submitted are also visible on this page in blue. From the DCR page, you can click the View icon to see a summary of the DCR. To edit a pending or draft DCR, click the pencil icon here. To create a new DCR, click on Create Change Request from the DCR page. A pop-up will appear, prompting you to enter the type of change request and the date you'd like the change to come into effect. We'll discuss this in more detail in another video. Once you click Confirm, the DCR Edit page will display. On the left, you can access and view current data and NOTAM information. And on the right, you can make changes to your published data. Let's look over here on the left to see how to access published information. For Aerodrome ADOs, select your organisation's Y code and use this drop-down menu to see a list of the publications that are relevant to your organisation. If your organisation isn't associated with an aerodrome, you can leave the Y code field blank. When you select a document, it will be visible in the panel to make it easy to reference when making changes. Finally, this bottom section shows currently published NOTAM, giving you the most up-to-date information as you create your DCR. We'll cover how to complete and submit a data change request in another video. In this video, we've covered accessing the DCR page, viewing draft and submitted DCRs, and accessing and viewing current published information. If you need help at any time, you can access detailed training materials, including this video, up here. You can also hover over headings and click the help icons within the portal, and if available, further information will be displayed. Thanks for working with us to capture and maintain aeronautical data via the ADO portal.
And finally, this third video will cover off on the end-to-end process of creating a data change request.
Air Services Australia's ADO portal is a one-stop shop to efficiently view and manage your aeronautical data. In this video, we'll walk through how to create and submit a data change request. Start by navigating to the DCR page from the My Dashboard page. To create a new DCR, click on Create Change Request. A pop-up will appear, prompting you for the type of data change you're requesting and the date you'd like the change to come into effect. Critical cut-off and publication dates are displayed here, which determines when your data change will come into effect. It's important that you remember to submit your DCR before the publication cut-off date so that your information is published on time. If you need your information published earlier, consider issuing a NOTAM. Once you click Confirm, the DCR Edit page will display. On the left, select your Y code and the document you would like to view. If your organisation isn't associated with an aerodrome, you can leave the Y code field blank. To make your document bigger and easier to read, click here to open the document in a new tab. You can also view your document on the Air Services website by clicking here. From here, use the drop-down menus and the New Value field on the right to complete your DCR. First, complete these fields so that we know which section of your publication the data change will impact. The document field is the Air Services publication in which you'd like to make the change. The data field relates to the relevant section of that publication. Some changes may require a NOTAM or consultation with another organisation. These reminders will appear here once you select the relevant data field. When it's time to add new data or change your existing data, it's important to ensure Airservices can easily see what data you want added or changed. On the left, scroll to the section of the publication that relates to your data change. Once you've found the selection of data you want to change, copy and paste the data into the text box on the right. Press Ctrl+C on your keyboard to copy, and Ctrl+V to paste it over here. Now you can enter new data or make changes to existing data. Using the editing widget here, highlight any new or changed data, or strike through any data you want to delete. You can also bold, italicize, and underline your text where necessary to make it easy for Airservices to understand your change. When you've completed your change, click Save Change and your DCR will appear down here. Multiple data change requests can be made within the same DCR, provided your changes fall within the same change type and are for the same Y code. If the change type or Y code is different, you'll need to start a new DCR. At the top of the page, there's an optional comment box for you to share any supporting information with Airservices about your DCR. You can also add attachments to support your DCR here. If you've finished your DCR, click on Submit Change Request to send it to Airservices for review. If you need more time to work on your DCR, save it as a draft and complete it later. Remember to submit your DCR before the publication cut-off date. Once you click Submit, you'll be taken back to the DCR page where you can view all your submitted and draft DCRs. If more information about a DCR is required from you, the DCR status will show this in red. Click the View icon to see which changes are approved and which changes require additional information. If necessary, you can find comments on the DCR from Airservices here. When you're ready, click the pencil icon to edit your DCR and resubmit it when complete. In this video, we've covered starting a new DCR, editing existing data, adding comments and relevant attachments to a DCR, and submitting a DCR. If you need help at any time, you can access detailed training materials, including this video, up here. You can also hover over headings and click the help icons within the portal, and if available, further information will be displayed. Thanks for helping to capture vital information to enable safe and efficient air travel for all who use our skies.
Now, unfortunately, because the system is currently live, we can't provide you with any system access until closer to your go live date. But we want to give you every opportunity to familiarize yourself with the key functions of the portal prior to that, so that your transition to the new application is as smooth as possible. So, in the interim, we will be providing everyone with plenty of educational material that will be made available to you after the Q&A sessions. Links to the training videos that I've just shown you will be made available so that you have visual walkthrough of the key functions of the portal. We have also developed some instructional placemats that are designed to be used like quick reference guides for different parts of the portal. These work best if printed in A3 and are kept at your workspace, but they can also be accessed electronically and displayed alongside any task that you are performing. And of course, for the heavy readers, we have also developed a learning program, which acts as a more comprehensive step-by-step manual of the main functions of the portal and more. All of these products will of course be made available to you inside the ADO portal when you transition across, and will be accessible from the Training Materials tab that is available for all registered ADO portal users anywhere, anytime. Now, we understand that you're getting thrown a little bit in the deep end with this, but our aim is obviously not to let you crash and burn. We are here to help support you as much as possible, as much as you need, to ensure your transition to the ADO portal goes off without a hitch. Most of you are already familiar with the ado@airservicesaustralia.com email address, which has been the central point of contact for ADO registrations and updates to responsible people. This address will continue to do that, but will also become the central point of contact for any queries or concerns that you have about the ADO portal. We have done our best to ensure that the portal is as simplistic and intuitive as possible, so we are hoping that we don't need to hear from you, in a good way of course, but the door is always open, so to speak, if you need any additional assistance with things. Help and support will also be made available to you up to your go live date and ongoing once you are using the application full time. Between now and your Q&A sessions, which are scheduled for the 12th, 13th and 14th of July, if you have any questions, you can contact us at ado@airservicesaustralia.com. Or you can hold off until the Q&A sessions and ask what questions you have then. Between the Q&A sessions and your go live date, which is scheduled to be the 11th of August, in addition to being able to contact the ADO email address, you will also be provided with the educational material that we spoke about on the previous slide, and you will of course be kept up to date with email correspondence from us on the progress of the transition to the portal. And then from your go live date, you can continue to utilize the educational material that has been provided to you, which will also be housed in the training materials section of the ADO portal, which is accessible anytime. Access to technical assistance with Air Services Help Desk will also be made available in case you are having issues logging into the portal. All right, so the last item we're going to cover is what happens next. In the coming weeks, you will each receive an Eventbrite invitation with a link to join one of 3 Q&A sessions about the content we have covered in this presentation. This is expected to occur around the 30th of June, but may not specifically happen on this date. This is a free event, but there are limited spaces available and it's not compulsory, but it will give you an opportunity to join with the ADO community and ask any questions that you may have about the portal and its functionality. As mentioned, the Q&A sessions will be held on the 12th, 13th and 14th of July. The sessions will run for about an hour each if required and will commence at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that's 1:30 p.m. for South Australia, Northern Territory and Broken Hill, and 12 p.m. for Western Australia. Following that, you will receive an email pack containing a copy of this presentation and all the educational material that has been spoken about previously, including the training videos, instructional placemats, and the learning program booklet. You will then have some time to review all this information and properly familiarize yourself with the key functionalities of the portal. And of course, if you have any questions about the content or you want any extra information, then please reach out to ado@airservicesaustralia.com and we will provide the assistance that you need. In the week commencing your go live date, you will receive a welcome to the ADO portal email, which will contain your login details to the application, as well as how to access technical support. You are welcome to log in and familiarize yourself with the portal from this date, but it is important that you don't submit any data change requests until your go live date, as they will not be accepted for the current publication cycle. Finally, your go live date is scheduled for the 11th of August, which is purposely done one day after the current IRSA, RDS, and DAP publication cycle cutoff. This allows for a fresh start on a new publication cycle for any new data change requests that you need to raise, but it also ensures that any current change requests are squared off properly under the current process. You will still be able to access docs.amend at airservicesaustralia.com for any outstanding actions required on changes for the current cycle, but we will be directing you wherever possible to the ADO portal for any new changes that you need to make. Well, that concludes the presentation on the new Air Services ADO portal. Once again, thank you very much for taking the time to view this presentation and learn more about the exciting new technology that is going to greatly improve our services to you and the way we work together. Just to reiterate, if you do still have questions about any of the content that has been covered in this presentation or about the portal in general, you can join one of our free Q&A sessions to be held mid-July and ask your questions there. I will be sending out invitations to the sessions by the end of the month, so watch out for those in your inbox if you are interested in coming along. And of course, if you want to get in touch sooner, you can always contact us at ado@airservicesaustralia.com. Once again, thank you very much and bye for now.